Did you know that Yemanjá participated in the creation of the world? Nope. Then come with me and you will know this and other stories. Ludumaré, Olafim, lived only in the infinite. The place where he stayed had only flames, fire, and vapors. He could hardly walk. And tired of this dark universe, tired of having no one to talk to or fight with, he decided to fix this situation. He unleashed his strength and violence, and from the two together, the first water storm emerged. The waters clashed against the rocks that were being born, and from this on the ground, large and deep holes began to appear. The waters filled these places, thus forming the seas and oceans, and it was in these depths where Holocum resided. What was left from that flood was made into land. On the surface of the sea, next to the land, was where the kingdom of Yemanjá was located, with its seaweed, starfish, fish, coral, shells, and mother of pearls. It was there that Iemanjá was born, in blue and silver, and crowned by the rainbow of Ludumaré. Ludumaré and Yemanjá, who was the mother of the Oryxás, dominated the fire from the bottom of the earth, and left it to the power of Aganju, the master of volcanoes, through which the imprisoned fire breathes. The fire that was on the surface of the world they handed over to the Oryxá Oko, who fertilized the fields, thus causing trees, groves, fruits, herbs, and many other things to be born. All of this was given into the care of Osane. In places where ashes were scarce, swamps were born. And in the swamps the plague was given by the mother of the Orishas to Amalu. Yemanjá was enchanted by the earth and began to decorate it, placing lakes, rivers, and waterfalls. And so Oxum was born, the owner of the fresh waters, when everything was already done and each thing of nature was in the possession of one of Yemanjá's children. Obatala, responding to Olorum's orders, created the human being. And the human being populated the earth. They celebrated the Orishas. From Obatala, who was the sky, and Ududua, who was the earth, were born Yemanjá, who was the waters, and Aganju, who was the solid ground. Together with her brother Aganju, Yemanjá had a son, Orunga. He ended up falling in love with his own mother, and one day, taking advantage of his father's absence, he kidnapped Yemanjá. After a while, she managed to escape and ran away. Orungan started to chase her, but as soon as he was very close to her, she fell to the ground. Her body began to grow more and more, as if her shapes were becoming valleys, hills, and mountains. With that, 2 mountains also emerged, and from them descended 2 rivers, which joined in front into a single lagoon, which faced the sea. Then from that huge body of Yemanjá, Orishas began to appear. Dada, the goddess of vegetables, Zango, the god of thunder, Ogum, the god of iron and war, Olokum, the deity of the sea, Olasa, the goddess of lakes, Oya, the goddess of the Niger River, Oxum, the goddess of the Oxum River, Oba, the goddess of the Oba River, Oko, the Orisha of agriculture, Xosi, the Orisha of hunters, Oke, the god of mountains, Aje Zaluga, the Orisha of health, Zapana, the god of smallpox, Orum, the sun, Eokshu, the moon, were also born. And they and more Orishas. Each of Yemanjá's children would have their powers, and each of Yemanjá's children would have their domains. Yemanjá was the mother of 10 children. All of them were the fruits of her marriage with the little Lofinho Dudua. Tired of her life in Ife, she headed west. Yemanjá saw herself in Abokuta. There she met Okir, the king of Chassi. Ok, enchanted by her beauty, proposed marriage. She agreed, but with one condition, that Ok should never talk about her appearance, since she had many children. In return, Yemanjá would also never talk about Ok's appearance or his flaws, such as the fact that he drinks too much, and she would also never enter his personal quarters. These were the rules that existed between Yemanjá and OK. One day, OK came home completely drunk. As he was entering the house, he tripped over Yemanjá and even vomited in the living room. When Yemanjá saw this, she called him a drunken useless. O'Carey at this moment became totally enraged, lost his head, and started talking about Yemanjá's flaws. Yemanjá did the same, even went into O'Carey's room and started talking about that mess. There was no way the two could continue together. The rules had been broken. O'Carey wanted to go after Yemanjá, but she ran away. She headed towards her mother's house, Olakun. Yemanjá had received a gift from her. It was a bottle with a magic potion that she was carrying with her. In the middle of the escape, Yemanjá ended up dropping this bottle, and from it emerged a river that would take Yemanjá to her mother. So she began her journey towards the sea. But O'Carey, who was pursuing, tried to prevent him from abandoning him. He himself turned into a very high mountain, which prevented the river that came out of Yemanjá's bottle from reaching the sea. O'Carey had transformed into OK, the mountain, to prevent Yemanjá, the river, from running to the sea. Yemanjá then, in that situation, had no other choice. She had to call for her powerful son, Zango. Zango managed to hear his mother, but he asked for offerings. Yemanjá complied. The next day, Zango sent rains. Zango, having sent an extremely strong rain, took advantage and sent a lightning bolt. And the lightning, when it hit Mount OK, split it in two. With this, he formed a deep valley, which would serve as a passage for his mother, Yemanjá. Now free from her drunken husband, Yemanjá could finally easily go to her mother's house, the sea. Thus, Iemanjá Taramaba managed to snuggle in the lap of Holocum. One day, all the gods had to answer a call from Ludumaré Sea. He wanted to have a meeting. Iemanjá was at home slaughtering a sheep when suddenly Legba arrived and informed her about the meeting. In a hurry and afraid of being late and not having any gift to bring to Ludumaré Sea, Iemanjá ended up taking the sheep's head. Upon arriving at the meeting, only Yemanjá had brought a gift. Then Ludumaré Sea said, "Head you bring, head you shall be." Yemanjá then became the mistress of all heads. Well, guys, that was the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to rate the video by leaving a like or dislike, subscribe to the channel, and leave in the comments some topic for our next video, okay? Thanks, bye, see ya. Subtitle Adriana Zanotto.